Hello and welcome back everyone. How you all doing? For today's video, I bring you something really cool, interesting, and actually quite important. I'm happy to present to you guys what I believe to be the strongest or best build possible for the Ranger Soulbeast in the current meta. There's a chance that you already saw a couple of my videos showcasing the marksmanship and wilderness survival strong combination of traits alongside this combination of skills, but let me tell you in a little bit why this is extra important, why I think it's now stronger than ever, before I give you a quick rundown of the build. With the new expansion, I obviously played a lot of Shot. It's very well balanced, it's very fun, it's really strong in the current meta, but there's also a couple of things that are really, really strong, like the amalgams, the ritualists, the luminaries. Everything, although it has been somehow adjusted, some of them have been a little bit adjusted, it's still a huge power creep. And to set power creep, Soulbeast was feeling a little bit lackluster. The builds that previously were feeling unbeatable or really strong no longer felt that way. And don't get me wrong, those builds haven't been nerfed, they still fun, they still strong, and you're still gonna get some people with them. But there is a little bit of an issue. The new elite specs, most of them, have an easy access to a build that is going to do as much damage or outdamage you easily with half the effort and also have more sustain and tankiness. Long story short, they can do what you do but better and easier. And sure, you can just make a build that tries to counter 1v1 those specs, like you can make a build that completely counters the amalgam, one that completely counters the luminary, so on and so forth. You get the idea. But that leaves you with a build that's lackluster against everything else. So to me, solo roaming, it's about the versatility. How much can you do and how flexible you are to adapt into any situations. But then, after a while of going back and forth between Galeshot and Soulbeast, it clicked me. I understood what is that I needed to adapt, the playstyle I needed to adopt, and why Galeshot is feeling so nice now. And that reason is, well, we Rangers do have actually something we excel at, something we do better than all of these new shiny toys. And well, that would be our superior mobility. We have a lot of tools designed around being very evasive, going in and out, stealth, reposition, all that good stuff, really timing our burst windows and trying to outspace and outrange the opponents. Galeshot is feeling so nice nowadays because it has a built-in kit to just do exactly that. Reposition, stealth, high burst damage in windows, and tons of mobility and stun breaks. But how can we do that on the Soulbeast? It's no longer like before, where we can craft a really solid build with a lot of punching power, and as long as you really timed some of the skills properly, you just punched your way through the matchup. That's no longer possible, or it's less and less frequent. So we had to rethink our choices. We had to adapt our playstyle. And it's not something I haven't done in the past, but it's just something I didn't really enjoy playing so much. However, after all of this is said, you now understand why we had to come up with this build. First of all, we're gonna start with the gear setup. We're gonna be using the main weapon, like this is the enabler of the build, this is the spear. I didn't really like it because it's wonky in some occasions. There are things that still need to be fixed and I refuse to play it as the main weapon, but it's just going to happen. It has to be like this. Then I really liked Sword Warhorn, but I'm finding that Sword and Mace on the offhand really work in my favor with that extra conde removal, the shield. It also deals very good damage, it dazes. It's very good. You can still run it with Warhorn, you can even run dual maces here, the build still works fine, but I just found the sweet spot between damage, mobility and utility with these two. Now, of course, full Berserker on the weapons, full Berserker on the gear, with Superior Rune of the Pack for a little bit of Bune duration. The beam duration is actually very, very important in this build because it's gonna help you maintain the swiftness from multiple sources like the quickening screech right there. We also have the swiftness provided by the Panther's Prowl here, your spear number 5. And all of this together with that much beam duration makes it so you don't need a speed relic to fix your mobility, and you also don't need the Signet of the Hand as I usually run with. This is actually very, very important because that leaves your relic spot open for anything you like. In my case, I think Zakiros is almost mandatory because between Zakiros, the Troll Ongwen, go in, go out playstyle, the Mace number 4 here giving you a little bit of sustain and barrier, this all combined makes it so if you take a bad trade, if you're in a rough situation, outnumbered situation, you're still gonna be healthy enough to fight your way through it. Otherwise, you're gonna be really, really lacking. And by the way, speaking of sustain or tankiness, I always like to run my my cape and amulet, in this case diviners, to just kind of break through 25% plus wind duration. And for the trinkets, I like to run marauders and dragons. So yeah, that's it for the gear setup. Now moving on to the traits. No surprises here. This is the combination I've showcased in this channel many times. I still think marksmanship plus wilderness survival is one of the strongest, if not the strongest option for the ranger. It offers a nice combination of utility, sustain, mobility, damage actually because of the crit resets, and yeah, Condi cleanse, which is something very important that usually Soulbeast builds will lack unless we run with Relic of Abanisos. It's the fact you cleanse a lot of conditions, you have a couple of survival skills, you have a couple of procs here also, and you always have the options of changing survival instincts for empathic bond. If you're, let's say you're facing a pure Condi build and you're like, huh, you know what? I'm just gonna swap this. I'm losing a little bit of damage reduction and a little bit of damage, but now I guarantee that I'm gonna be super good against Condis. Then you also have the wonderful option of running Lesser Signet of the Stone here for a really aggressive version, paired with, once again, Signet of the Stone if you want, or as I prefer, Signet of the Hand. This helps a little bit with your mobility, but the most important thing, it gives you unblockable. And now thanks to this trait, every time you proc the Signet, you're gonna instantly gain Might and Fury, which is what you want for your openers and for your damage windows. Of course, having this trait also means that whenever you pop your ultimate, you're gonna gain once again the buff right here and a few seconds of Signet of a Stone, which means you're gonna be pretty much immortal when you use that ultimate and this combination. You have Fury, you have a lot of stability, swiftness, might, and of course the anti-damage. So yeah, really strong combination. I personally like to swap these things around as I go, and now I'm running mostly with Lesser Call of the Wild for the pet swap and extra boons, running with Protect Me. Sometimes I don't feel like I need the extra stun break plus barrier and protection, and I would just go for Seekem as is an extra burst tool. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. For the pets, I decided to always run with my smoke scale, of course. This is insane, like this is mandatory, the amount of plays you can make, not only with the smoke cloud, but with the smoke assault. It's just too good. You just need to run this pet. For the secondary pet, I'm running the Raven because of the big massive mobility. Quickening Screech is giving me swiftness and removing conditions plus roots, and of course the Prelude Lash. There's a combo you can do with Prelude Lash, and something I try to do after I see people having used defensive or dodges or stuff like that. You can Prelude Lash into the mace combo like this, and that's massive damage. So yeah, really cool. Now that's pretty much it about the build. I'm pretty sure you guys seen something like this in the past from me, but this is now extra strong. It feels much better than before due to the fact that you are somewhat forced to play like this. You are forced to go in and out, to be really trying to space out your opponents and yeah, it's just how it is nowadays. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the build. This is why I think this combination is now stronger than ever, why I think it's borderline mandatory if you want a build that can, you know, deal with anything you might encounter on the Ranger Soulbeast. I hope you like it, I hope you find it useful, and of course I'm gonna leave you now with a cool compilation and see you on the next one. Cheers! Alrighty guys, we're gonna start this compilation with a little bit of a commentary because this is the perfect example of what I meant before talking about the importance of mobility, kiting, evasion and all that stuff. This is usually a very tough matchup because, well, it's still tough, but the point is these guys can dish out way more damage than we can, way easier. They have tons of evasion, they have blocks, they can stealth, they have blinks getting out of existence, like, yeah, pretty much that. And if you're not ready, you just can't follow. They just reset and they have invulnerabilities that they can juggle between them, like, yeah, like blocks, evade, invulnerability, and all of that with massive amounts of damage constantly. So yeah, if we had any other build, they would probably just block half the damage. Even through Signet, they just can go invulnerable a couple of times and then reset you. And here you can see with this build, I can also disengage and reset the fight. When I say reset, I don't mean getting out of combat, that's not what I'm trying to do, but I'm just trying to get some space and a little bit of room to breathe to just engage again. This is basically a back and forth now. There we go, another invulnerability, evasion, blocks, another invulnerability, and now he was ready to block again. You can see my point. It's very hard. If we didn't run this build, we need to get lucky and catch them by surprise with Signet of the Hand and burst them in one go, otherwise it's just damn near impossible. Here we were ready to turn in a few seconds again, but we just get ganked. If I was a little bit quicker here with my mace number 4, I could have probably survived and escaped. That being said, here comes the part 2 and the payback. This time around I know how he plays and I know that the only thing I need to watch out for, I mean, well, not the only thing, but you get the point. The very important thing I need to watch out for is that massive AoE with the spear, which we avoided, and from here it's honestly just about keeping him low enough without letting him burst us down, and at some point he's gonna try to run away. This time you see I am not moving from my Raven because right there, you see? That's exactly what he did before, only this time I was ready for it and I'm chasing him down. He's gonna be very close, there we go. A little bit of Sikkim, a little bit of Prelude Lash, finishing the combo, and down he goes.